All right, let's talk about something that's a real headache for anyone who drives for a living. I'm talking about that moment you get a huge list of stops for the day and have to figure out how to tackle it all without, losing your mind, wasting time, or burning through cash.
Yeah? Sound familiar? You get that list and it's just this wall of addresses staring right back at you. It doesn't matter if you're delivering packages, out on sales calls, or doing service work, every day starts with this giant puzzle. And trust me, how you solve that puzzle, it matters a lot more than you probably think.
Okay, but what if I told you that you could solve that entire puzzle perfectly in under a minute? I know, that probably sounds crazy, especially if you're used to burning the first part of your morning just trying to map out where to even go first. So how do we get from that morning nightmare to a simple one-click solution? Well, let's dive in and find out. So first things first, we got to understand what we're really up against here. This isn't just about making a to-do list and checking things off. Nope. It's actually a super complex math problem that most of us are trying to solve in our heads on the fly.
You know the drill. Every morning it starts. You're hunched over a map or your phone, just guessing at the best way to go, maybe swapping your first couple of stops around. That whole process, it costs the average driver anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes every single day. I mean, that's time you could be on the road, seeing customers, or, hey, just finishing your coffee in peace. But believe it or not, that lost time is just the tip of the iceberg.
Let's try a little thought experiment. Imagine you've got a pretty simple route, right? Just 10 stops. How many different ways do you think you could drive that route? A few dozen? Maybe a couple hundred? 1,000? Go ahead, take a guess.
The answer? Over 3.6 million. No, I'm not kidding. For just 10 little stops, there are more than 3.5 million possible routes. It's just staggering when you think about it. Our brains are incredible for sure, but they just aren't wired to handle that kind of math. I mean, most people can't even manually figure out the best route for more than like 5 or 6 stops.
And you know what? This daily struggle you face actually has a super famous name. It's called the traveling salesperson problem. It's this legendary computer science puzzle that's been stumping people for decades. And that is exactly why trying to just eyeball the best route is a total losing game. You're basically trying to solve a problem meant for a supercomputer using nothing but a sticky note and a hunch.
Okay, so we've established that finding the best route by hand is pretty much impossible. So what's the real cost of getting it wrong? Let's talk dollars and cents, because all those little detours and wrong turns, they add up in a big, big way. Get this, on average, a route that's just planned by hand adds about 15 extra miles to your drive every day. That's 15 miles of backtracking, crisscrossing town when you don't have to. Just wasted driving that didn't need to happen. And what does that cost you? Well, you factor in gas prices plus the extra wear and tire on your vehicle, tires, oil, all that stuff, it comes out to about $10. That's $10, poof, gone from your pocket every single day, all because the route wasn't quite right. Now, I know, $10 a day might not sound like the end of the world, but let's zoom out a little. $10 a day times 5 days a week for, let's say, 50 weeks a year, that's $2,500. $2,500. Seriously, think about what you could do with an extra $2,500. That is the real cost of not getting this puzzle right. All right, so the problem is way bigger and more expensive than it seems on the surface. But the good news is the solution is actually way, way simpler. So let's pull back the curtain and see how the technology actually makes this whole problem disappear. This is seriously where the magic happens, and it's just 4 simple steps. First, you get your addresses in there. You can type them in, or even better, just upload a spreadsheet. Second, you set your rules. Things like, this customer is only available from 1 to 3, or this stop has to be first. Step 3, you hit one button, optimize, and that's it. The computer crunches all those millions of options in seconds. And finally, step 4, you just send that perfect route straight to whatever map app you love. Google Maps, Waze, you name it. And the really good tools, they go even further. We're talking handling crazy routes with 250 stops or more. They pull in live traffic data, so you're not getting stuck in some random jam. And, this is a huge deal, they let you re-optimize your whole route in the middle of the day. So if a customer cancels or a new emergency job pops up, no problem.
Okay, so with all this cool tech out there, the big question is, which tool is the right one for you? There are a bunch of options, but they pretty much fall into 2 main categories.
So on one hand, you've got your free planners. Think Google Maps. It's awesome, but it has a hard stop. Literally. With Google, you can't do more than 10 stops. They're perfect for running a few errands or if you have a really simple route for work. Then, on the other hand, you have the paid professional planners. These are the heavy hitters, built for people who do this for a living. They handle all the complex stuff and have the features you actually need for business. It's all about figuring out what you really need day to day.
So when do you know it's time to upgrade? Well, here are 3 dead giveaways. Number 1, you're constantly hitting that stop limit on the free apps. Number 2, you need pro-level features like getting a signature for proof of delivery. And number 3, you're managing routes for a whole team, not just yourself. If any of those ring a bell, then a paid tool stops being a cost and starts being an investment that pays you back big time.
Now, no matter what tool you end up using, there are some really smart tricks you can use to make your routes even better. Think of these as the pro tips for totally owning your day.
First off, try to group your stops by neighborhood or zone. North side, south side. It cuts way down on backtracking. Second, be real about how long you're actually going to be at each stop. Don't just put 5 minutes if it's really 15. Third, always build in some buffer time for life. Traffic, long lines, whatever. Fourth, make sure you use time windows for those priority appointments that you absolutely can't miss. And last, if you run the same routes over and over, save them as templates. It's the definition of working smarter, not harder.
So we kinda end up right back where we started. That daily list of addresses, it's not just a list. It's a massive puzzle with millions of answers, but only one of them is the absolute best. The one that saves you the most time and money. So the question isn't really, is there a perfect route out there anymore? The real question is,